Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Franklin here. Appreciate all the support you guys are giving me from the Deoxys video. I think I might continue that trend with today's video, so go ahead and like and subscribe. All people in the world. Appreciate it very much. That's a pretty nice way to kick off the year. Now we're going to talk about the next Pokemon, and we're going to continue the trend of whether this Pokemon can legally be shiny in Scarlet and Violet or not. The next Pokemon that it will be is Shiny Manaphy. Now, Shiny Manaphy has been around for quite a while, ever since the release of the Teal Mask. Some people don't know that Manaphy could be shiny. So, let's go take a brief tour of history, whether or not Manaphy could be shiny in the first place. Okay, shoutouts to Cerebi for always doing wonders when it comes to event databases. I'm going to be using the same one from Deoxys, and as we're scrolling down, the very first most recent event that we've gotten was from the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl when it came in an egg. Unfortunately, that egg was shiny locked, as of a lot of Pokemon that were in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were shiny locked, which is Game Freak's incompetence. But to carry on, we go back in history, we start noticing that Manaphy officially never got a direct shiny event distribution. Even going all the way back from 2006, the very first iterations of Generation 4, Diamond and Pearl, Manaphy never was shiny. And as a matter of fact, this Pokemon was indeed one of the first officially coined shiny locked Pokemon. However, if you start noticing in the histories of Manaphy's, you start noticing that it came from an egg. And you might be wondering, can Manaphy be hatched shiny? Yes and no. And there's a couple things you have to understand. The first and foremost thing, in order to get this egg, particularly in 2006, you had to have a copy of Pokemon Ranger. Now, there was an event all the way back in the prehistoric ages of Pokemon. There was a spin-off game, I should say, called Pokemon Ranger. It was a really cool game on the DS, arguably one of the goated spin-off games of all time. And there was a mission where you have to rescue a Manaphy, I believe, or help a Manaphy out, whatever. And at the end of that mission, you get rewarded a Manaphy egg. Now, the caveat with this egg is if you try to hatch this egg in Pokemon Ranger, no, it wouldn't work. It basically is shiny locked. However, and there's a big however to this, if you transfer this Manaphy egg into a copy of Diamond and Pearl, yes, the very first iteration games of Generation 4, there is a chance that this Manaphy could be shiny. However, and I keep saying however because it's a very convoluted discussion when it comes to shiny hunters, because it's one of the most tedious shiny hunting methods of all time. So shout outs to Shiny Pokemon on Discord for showcasing this. And this is what the Manaphy would look like if you transferred that egg into Diamond and Pearl. This is what it looks like. If you guys remember that little red star next to that Pokemon, if it has a red star, it is shiny. It hatches from a Pokeball, unlike the other mystery event Pokemon that usually come in Cherish Balls and crazy other Pokeballs. And basically, if the Manaphy, that when it's shiny, it has a lighter, skin color. Now, what is this method you're talking about? Well, basically, shout outs again to Shiny Pokemon for showing that. And now here is the convoluted ass way in order for you to shiny hunt Manaphy. There's different ways to do it, and then there's not so much legitimate ways. I have a feeling that a lot of Manaphys nowadays have been hunted using the DNS method. Basically, if you guys recall, there was a pretty big trend not that long ago. It was a couple years ago where the DNS, if you were to change your Wi-Fi settings on your Nintendo DS, you were able to obtain mystery gift Pokemon, quote unquote, legitimately, because technically the events already had passed. So basically, reenacting those events and putting them into your game is technically not legal or whatever, but it is what it is. But there is a very convoluted way, and basically the resources of getting Manaphy eggs is just extremely crazy nowadays, especially since now you need a DS and multiple copies of a DS and multiple copies of Diamond and Pearl, and of course Pokemon Ranger. But basically, to sum it up, the reason why this is very difficult is because once you transfer the Manaphy egg into Pokemon Ranger, the egg values will remain the same. I'm sorry, the egg values will be different. And the trainer ID, the TSV, which is another very convoluted topic when it comes to shining hunting. And if you're familiar with it, I would love to hear your comments down below. Basically, you need to match the egg values to your trainer secret value or shiny value, and if they do match, boom, you get a hatched shiny egg. With Manaphy, it's a little more convoluted due to the fact that if once you transfer the egg into your game, it pretty much it's set in stone. Like you can't hope that it's going to be shiny 100% of the time, and the odds are very, very, very low. So obviously, going all the way down, there's multiple ways in order to do it. Shout outs to this person who brought up, the couple methods that you can do. Basically, you're gonna have to reset your games multiple times, and hoping that this doesn't take very long. Now, according to some of these cycles of 4 Manaphy eggs take roughly about 30 minutes, according to this person, or 7.5 minutes per Manaphy if you use 4 eggs. I'm gonna put this in the description down below. I don't really want to talk so much about it because, to be honest, it basically comes down to luck and crazy amounts of luck and hoping that the system and the egg itself or the game that you have, the values match up, and voila. Basically, it's essentially egg shiny breeding on steroids because you have to do crazy amounts of stuff. And then if you do get the shiny Manaphy here, you're going to have to transfer it, the Poké transfer from Generation 4 games to Generation 5. Then you got to go to bank and then home and all that stuff. I'm not even sure if Generation 5, actually, it does work. You have to transfer it through the Pokebank, and then you got to transfer it through your games, then transfer to home and all that yuck stuff. So it's a very, very long way. But yes, indeed, you could theoretically have a shiny Manaphy in your game. How legit could it be? It's very tough to say because obviously the older the Pokemon is, like Manaphy, the chances of being legitimate are very, very small. And considering the method in order to get this Pokemon shiny and passing it through a whole lot of games and transporter games, yeah, it's very slim. So I hope that answers your question. Can Manaphy be shiny in Scarlet and Violet? Yeah, it could be. It's just very convoluted and very difficult to assess whether or not it's a legitimate Pokemon to begin with because, of all the stuff that we have nowadays. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. It's your boy Franklin signing out. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you guys want me to talk about other Pokemon that you want to wonder whether or not it could be shiny or not, let me know in the comment section down below. Peace.